And Chris Ockley on the phone here, September 26th, with Mike Painting, the upstate New York, Rochester, New York native, who after eventually transferred in college down to Springfield at Southwest Missouri State, which is Missouri State University now. And the Marines in Missouri. It's been all over at Hannibal and Truman and William Chrisman and started the program, helped start the program at Grain Valley, and is now several years into and helping at the Lee Summit West girls and just continuing to grow that tradition of success. Tell me, Mike, what's it like? I know the girls are flying out Thursday early morning to head up to this big Mcquaid cross-country invitational meet up in back in Rochester, and you're already there now. Tell me how excited this kind of week is for you to be back and see old friends and, get to run around on the old stomping grounds and have your team get to compete there Saturday and show the rest of the country what they've got on a big stage.
Yeah, it's been a homecoming for me, and I haven't been back for several years, and I've been bugging Jesse Griffin for 4 years to try to come up here and run this meet, and he kept telling me, yeah, we're going to do it, and then we end up going somewhere else. But he finally just went ahead and gave in, and he thought this would be a good move. Mcquaid, I ran it when I was in high school here back in the early 70s. This is the 52nd annual Mcquaid Invitational, starting back in, 66, 67. A lot of great runners have gone through that meet. And I've had a chance to go to a few high school meets here locally. They run a lot of meets during the week here in New York. And it's just a little bit different setup, and talked to a few of the local coaches. And I went over to the course here this week, trying to get an idea. It hasn't been lined out yet, but I walked over it, and it looks like it's going to be a somewhat fast course. We've had a little bit of rain this morning and yesterday, and hopefully it won't affect it too much, but I expect some pretty good times. And we got some pretty good teams showing up. And with Liverpool and Shenandoah from New York, they're ranked number 1, number 2 in New York. Liverpool took 13th at Nike Cross Nationals last year, and their individuals were 1 and 2 at Mcquaid, and so it's going to be a lot of fun, and get a chance to see the small school race. It has a girl from Tully High School. Her name is Brooke Robber, and she took 6th at the Nike Cross Nationals. So we're going to see some good individuals, and I think Ginger's going to have a great opportunity to run a really good fast time, and the rest of our team also.
Yeah. I mean, what a huge meet. I think they said, I'm reading, over 8,000 entries last year from 256 schools in 5 states in Canada last year, and 54th annual meet. Obviously the team's been successful the last couple of years, and obviously the goal this year is probably for the Lady Titans to improve a spot and try to take home the state championship. You had a talented team to begin with, and then what's it like to get a call and you find out you've got a transfer moving into Lee Summit, and Ginger Murnix is pretty talented. Boy, that had to be a pretty nice surprise for you.
Well, it was early Christmas, and it was a real blessing for us because it really helped raise our level of compared, to the other national schools or whatever. I'm hoping it'll help us if we go to Nike Cross regionals and see what we can do. Having a front runner is pretty important for this, the team scoring, and also I think it helps our other girls in the team to constantly be chasing Ginger and try to close a gap on her. That only helps us out quite a bit. With our we're pretty deep. We're 1 through 9,
right? And
we never know who's going to be in that top 5. So that's a great. The girls know they always got to be running hard. They can't relax. You never know that the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th runner may be taking your spot. So I think overall, Ginger's helped pull everybody raise their level of success, and hopefully it'll continue. And this Mcquaid Meet, the weather is ideal here right now. It's been fairly cool. It's supposed to be in the 60s, and like I said, it's a fast course. So I think all the girls could have an opportunity to run some pretty decent times. I think it's a 3-mile race. It's not 5K.
Sure.
And I think our main pack has an opportunity to run under 1850. And hopefully, I would like to see a couple girls get under 18 minutes besides Ginger. And so this has got to be very helpful for the girls to have somebody to be chasing all the time in practice. This is what I went through when I was in high school. I had 2 teammates. They were the 2 best runners in Western New York, and they were a year older. And I had to chase them every week during practice, and it just pushed me to be a better athlete. And then at the end, we took 1, 2, 3 at the sectionals here in this part of New York. So I'm hoping our girls will kind of follow that same trend and just chase Ginger during practices and meets, and then just raise their level of competitiveness. And I think it's just really going to help us. So it's really great. The team chemistry is fantastic right now, and you can't go wrong right now.
What do you think you guys need to continue? Anything specific that you guys need to continue to improve or work on, or is it just a matter of staying healthy and keep putting in the work every day?
Well, I think our second through whatever number you want to pick, we need to close that gap on Ginger. That's what we really need to work on. Our number 2 through 5 runners, our time has been pretty good. It was excellent at Missouri Southern. We only had 29-second gap between number 2 to 5. So if we can get that pack to close the gap on Ginger, that can only help us.
And talk to me. Obviously, New York has just produced just phenomenal teams year after year, and individuals. What is it about the culture of the sport up there that leads to so much national success and individual success? What's that like growing up there, and how come New York's producing so many great teams and individuals?
Yeah, that's a good question. The girls' sports really didn't start till after I left. We didn't have girls cross country my senior year, but it just seems like there's just a level of competitiveness with the girls, and they train pretty hard. They have a lot of good coaches with a lot of knowledge, and of course, it doesn't hurt that you can run 7th and 8th graders in varsity in high school. I don't understand why they're able to do that.
Right.
Because you would think with a big population, they wouldn't be hurting on numbers, but so you may have 7th, 8th graders, running on your high school team. So realistically, they could be running 6 years of training,
right,
by the time they graduate. So I'm sure that doesn't hurt any.
Yeah.
But they're very competitive. All these teams, they really go after each other, and I think they really push each other and individuals. But I think Missouri, there's no different. I think Missouri just can be very competitive. We don't have the numbers, but I think Missouri is very competitive, and we have great knowledge of coaches in Missouri. And I know that the times in Missouri in the last 20 years, I've noticed have really dropped a lot, because the knowledge and the training is improved, and Missouri is starting to rise up there. And I think this Mcquaid Invitational will help give us some more recognition, and I think we have an opportunity of placing top 3 in this meet. And if we can come close to Liverpool and Shenandoah, I'll be really excited about that. That'll give us some national attention, and that only helps Missouri, because that'll draw attention to Missouri also.
Sure. And what's it been like back? I think you said you've been back for a few days, and will basically spend a week homecoming, unless maybe it's been longer. But what's been the most enjoyable part of getting back and seeing coaching friends and catching up on your old childhood homes?
But it's kind of funny. You start hooking up with old teammates and coaches, and pretty soon the stories come out. And some stories you've forgotten, some stories you wish you could forget. And when me and my 2 teammates took 1, 2, 3 at sectionals, we didn't even win that meet. even though our fourth and fifth runners, our fourth runner was 16th and our fifth runner was like 28th.
Wow.
But it was very competitive back then, and New York's a little different. They have like 13 sections, so only one team qualifies for state. So you could be a fantastic team. You could be ranked second in the nation in your section, but you don't qualify for the state meet, and that's what Liverpool runs into because they're in the same sectional as Fayetteville Manly is.
Right.
And so Fayetteville was winning national titles every year. Well, guess what? You got to run against them in sectionals. So your team doesn't qualify for state in New York, but you can qualify for nationals.
Right.
They knock you across the nationals. So that's really crazy. They really need to change the way they do things like that. But
yeah, that's crazy.
Fayetteville's in a rebuilding right now, and so like I said, Liverpool looks like they're right now they're number one in New York. So we'll see them Saturday. And
it looks like 26 different races Saturday. I'm trying to flip through the sectional or the. What time are you guys scheduled to race?
We are the 23rd race. We ran at 3:53 Eastern. They run junior high races, seeded, unseeded, small, medium, and large schools. So just high school girls, there's around 2,000. If you count all the races where high school girls are involved, it's 2,000 individuals and 203 high school teams. So like I said, there's lots of junior high, and it's just it runs like 9 o'clock in the morning till almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and they just keep running one race after another.
Yeah.
And they've got a rule at this meet: if you don't meet a certain time at the 2-mile mark, they pull you off.
Oh my!
So there won't be any stragglers.
Right.
They keep things rolling.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Well, with 8,000 athletes, I think you got to do something, but. Well, Mike, thanks for the time, and enjoy the rest of your week up there. And what when the girls get in town, what's the biggest insight that you're gonna give them either about the course or competition? So what's a special message to them this week when they get in town?
I've been talking to a few coaches around here, and then the recommendation they had for us was go ahead, and Liverpool and Shenandoah are very smart teams. They don't go out real crazy. Fayetteville goes out very fast, but Liverpool and Shenandoah they're a lot more intelligent on that end. They're more conservative in the beginning, and then they work their way up. So we're probably they suggested trying to go out with those teams.
Yeah,
and it's a fast course. What 2 little hills they have is more like an incline. I know they said in the boys' races it's not uncommon for the boys to go out in the 440s. So that's how we're going to approach it. It's not really hills. I sent some videos and some pictures back to Jesse to show the girls. And I think we're just going to go out and have some fun. And it's going to be in the 60s, cooler weather. And let's go out and run PRs.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it'll be a good time, and hope the weather holds, and hopefully we'll see the great race from the Lady Titans.